Hey, it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. I know that, let me see. Okay, the event can't be edited. That's okay. Hey, y'all, we gotta talk because before the comments start coming in, we might as well address this up front and center because yeah, I ain't trying to go off on people. I'm trying to be as very I don't want cordial is not the word. Very respectful as I can. Um, do I want to go to this? All right, so as you all have heard, right? Buzbee has Jane Doe has voluntarily dismissed the case against Diddy and Jay-Z. This was the individual who made claims and allegations um, that she was great at the age of 13 back in September of 2000, right? First and foremost, I want y'all to understand, and this, I don't want to put this up. Hold on, let me take this off. Let's see. Okay, I want y'all to understand how this work. I'm not, and y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all are tired of me saying this, but y'all know that I am a plaintiff's paralegal. I do personal injury work. That's first and foremost. So when we get cases such as SA cases, we treat them a little bit differently. But any case that we get, because we are plaintiffs, we work on a plaintiff side, we believe them until otherwise something comes up to where it debunks their story, if that makes sense. Okay, I am so sick and tired of people telling me what my job is and what I know when I sit here and I do this on a daily basis. First and foremost, as I stated, if a plaintiff walked in to the firm or call or tells us the story, I do the intake. I gather whatever information that I can, either from the client, either I am requesting medical records, either I'm requesting records from a police department or a therapist, or I'm looking for news articles, or I'm getting surveillance cameras, whatever I can get to help make her case or his case stronger. We get as much information that we can. That is the first part. We do this before we even go to litigation. So, what I want people to understand is that whatever information Buzbee had, it was enough at that time to send a demand letter. And when they didn't respond to the demand letter, to start litigation. That's normally how that works. Now, during litigation, as I said before, when you get to discovery, that's when you find out a lot more information. We don't know. Now, I don't believe that Jay-Z settled. I don't. Because if he did, he wouldn't have made a statement the way that he did. That's number one. But I'm still not dismissing the fact of the John Doe. Because in the John Doe demand letter, Buzbee stated that they had evidence, but we will never know because they're not ever going to come out and say we settled the John Doe case. All right. But that is besides the point. The other point that I want to make, because somebody made a comment under my post, talk about my credibility is going to go down because Tony Buzbee dropped the case. Let me tell you something. Not every attorney wins every case. I'm going to repeat that. Not every attorney wins every case. I don't care what, if you were a national trial attorney or if you're an attorney just starting, not every attorney wins cases. I have worked with the best attorneys and you take losses. You take the loss, you take the L, and you move on. Do I believe, and I've always stated, I do believe that as far as Tony Buzbee goes, that he should not have allowed her to do it that NBC interview. Because we would never. We don't, if you, depending on the time, well, it ain't even going to be depending. Well, yeah, if it's a car wreck case, a wrongful death case, SA case, massage, envy case, whatever case it is, we'll never say, go ahead and post on social media. No, we ask you not to post on social media. We ask you not to do any views. That's it. That's all. But going back to what I was saying is, how is my credibility, because I said that he is a good attorney. Tony Buzbee is a good attorney. See, what y'all have to understand is y'all are on the other side of the legal world. He just does not handle SA cases. He handles car wreck cases, wrongful death cases, other personal injury cases, products liability, mass torts. I have seen his work. I have read his work. I have read some of his cases because I've had to cite cases within the cases that I am working on. He just settled. If people don't even know, he represented the one of the family members who was in the submissile that exploded. He just settled that. Go ahead and Google that, and y'all read upon that. So he just does not handle SA cases. So don't come to me be like, how can you sit here and go for Buzbee? How many cases does he have to drop? Da 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 da. That's the problem. You guys only know him. If you're not a paralegal or an attorney or whatever, you guys only know him for representing individuals in SA cases. I know him to do car wreck cases, mass torts cases. Just like I said, the submissile case, he just settled that. I know him from doing other work besides SA cases. So if I say and he is a good lawyer, that is my opinion because I know the type of work that he does. So please don't comment under my comments talking about you're still going to support Buzbee. Yes, I am, because he's a good lawyer outside of that. I'm not looking at SA cases. I'm looking at all the other work he also does. I'm in Texas. I do a lot of Texas cases. I read a lot of opinions and stuff from the court based off of cases that he has done. And that is, and see, that's the thing. So for you guys it does seem like he's not credible, and I totally get that. But for me, because I know his work outside of SA cases, I know that he's a good attorney. So everybody's going to have their opinion. But what I'm pissed off is, but don't come to me talking about your credibility is going to be is shot to hell and you're going to lose subscribers. Let me tell y'all something. I get on YouTube for fun. I decided to bring what I do to YouTube as entertainment. So let's get that cleared up. But what I do on YouTube does not affect my paralegal business. It does not affect my notary business, and it does not affect my education center. So if I say Tony Buzbee is good, that is my opinion because I know more of what he does and I know his style of work versus what you guys see in these Jay-Z and Buzbee sagas. And I'm not trying to deter anybody from their opinion. That's it. That's all. Fernando, I skipped your. He didn't settle. He would have saved himself a lot of trouble and a lot of money by just settling on day one. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, I know he definitely didn't settle. Now, as far as SA cases, yeah. If Tony Buzbee is going to continue to do sexual assault cases, then I do feel, yes, his credibility is lost. But I'm not going to say that he's a bad attorney because he covers so many other cases, so many different areas of law that he is very good at. So I'm like, what? Where's everybody that was in the comments? I'm like, where is everybody that was in the comments? Like, I need y'all to step forward because y'all had a lot to say. Let me see. Oh yeah. So this was the comment. It says, I thought you said Buzbee was nothing to play with and that he was some great lawyer. Unfortunately, this is going to damage your credibility. You will definitely be losing viewers. If you want to if you want to leave, that is totally fine. Y'all got I'm not my goal is not to be a YouTuber who got millions of views. Let's put it that way, okay? This ain't my job. This is entertainment. So I bring what I do to here because I read court dockets, I draft court dockets, I do all of that. So why not start a YouTube channel and just read court docs? That's what I do. And because I said Busby was nothing to play with, he ain't nothing to play with because he has gotten so many settlements outside of SA. I haven't read too many of the SA cases. I haven't read too many of his SA cases. But as far as any other case, he's a damn good attorney. So if you don't agree with me, like it, Tony Busby, you already know what you can do. I'm not going to go lay in my bed at night and cry because my viewers have I can have one viewer and be content with that. So just know you ain't hurting my feelings. Am I pissed? Yes, because don't be under my comments telling me about what I said. I know that what I said because I know Tony Busby is much more. As I stated, y'all, nobody, honestly, how many of you have gone through the court dockets and look at all the cases that he has settled in mass torts, product liability, personal injury? If you have done that, let me know. Hey, Ebony. Sometimes no, and sometimes clients do get scared. We don't. The thing is, we will never know. Where I knew something was going down when Spyro dropped the sanctions, because I'm like, okay, why y'all was like gun ho about dropping the sanctions? Y'all was, I mean, not dropping it. Y'all was gun ho about him getting sanctioned. Then y'all dropped the sanction. Then a couple of days later, the cases dropped. So that is a little bit, and I can't even check to see if no, I didn't see him file no pro hoc vice for because I think today was the day that he had to but see here is what's crazy. So today the judge wanted him to show proof that he was admitted in the Southern District of New York. However, prior to that, they dropped the sanctions. And if y'all remember, the sanctions was for one, him not being admitted in the Southern District of New York, and two, because of the frivolous filing. But that was dropped. So that was dropped prior to the case being entirely dismissed. I don't know. It's just something in the back of my head said something happened, but we will never know. We will never know. I really think he paid her off because Beyonce tour just got announced. I don't know. I really don't know because I feel like if he did settle, he wouldn't have put out a statement like that. Like he literally put out a statement talking shit. That's what I'm saying. He literally put out a statement talking shit, and everybody is on Buzbee's Instagram. I just went on there, and people are like, even Megan Cunoff, the one who's covering ASAP Rocky's case, she up under the comments talk about why did you dismiss the case? Like people want to know. This isn't over. We still got two other cases, the one in California and two. Yeah, so all of those cases have been moved to the Houston division, the federal court. the Southern District of Texas, Houston Division. So the California case was Jay-Z versus the Buzbee law firm, in which Jay-Z sued the Buzbee law firm for defamation and extortion. So I'm very interested on how that case is going to play out, and I'm definitely going to keep y'all updated on there. There was a few updates for the Jay-Z versus Tony Buzbee. Um, Jay-Z actually they submitted their opposition to Tony Busby's motion to strike. It'll make sense when I go over, do a video over it. And then the Gerardo Garcia and Jose Maldonado versus the MJ Legal, Marcy Croft, and Rock Nation. Those are still going. Those are now also in federal court as well. What's up, Ebony? He did what was in Jane's best interest. Even Celebrity B paid her. I don't even know who Celebrity B is. This is inner workings of a settlement. I have to sit here and I have to ponder on this. I wish I would have known that he was in Dallas today. I would have just popped up at his office. I'd be like, "Hey, Busby, how you doing?" But he hasn't put out no statement, no nothing. So I'm just confused as y'all. Yeah, the sanctions are yeah, and it's like sanctions. You dropped the sanctions, and I knew then what I was like. Okay, what's going on? Yeah, I knew they were conversing behind the scenes, because for you to drop sanctions, that's huge. I don't know. People don't understand. Like, tell an attorney that they're being sanctioned and see what the fuck will happen. Okay, I had one attorney that dude used to flip out. My friend be calling me still. He still be flipping out when he, because sanctions, and you do not want to be sanctioned as an attorney. Dropping the sanction tells me everything I need to know. Well, he has to look not guilty. It's a negotiated deal. Yeah, like, hey, you drop the sanctions, I'll drop the case. But dropping the case with prejudice, I think they agreed they call it a dismissal and not a settlement. And I I still don't know about that, because normally what happens is there would be some type of like in the agreed settlement. But see, this is the way that it was worded. It was a voluntary dismissal by Jane Doe, meaning that she did it on her own, and she promised them that she was no longer going to, or never ever going to, sue them again for these same allegations. If they would have settled, then it would have been an agreed dismissal. And in that agreed dismissal, they would have said that they came to some type of settlement. Now, did they do it this way so nobody will look guilty, or I don't know. I don't know at this point. The statement talking shit was part of the settlement. Jade paid extra for the cherry on top. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But you know what? I'm still on that Jane Doe, because, bro, can somebody please tell me how the Jane Doe lawsuit, I mean, the John Doe lawsuit, you going to say that you have evidence and then we heard nothing else about it? We heard nothing else about it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I am cracking up, because I have been seeing Elon Musk's son in the White House, digging up his nose, wiping it on the desk. Child, this is I have this YouTube gives me an outlet, because I be working all day, and when I ain't working all day, I'm dealing with my kids. When I ain't dealing with my kids, then I'm reading the news, and I'm just overwhelmed at this point. So YouTube is my getaway. Oh, when you the oh my gosh. Fernando, don't you start. If you saw the demand letter for John Doe Center, it was that was a mess. Like, bro, bro said he woke up next to him. Why everybody keeps saying it was a settlement? That's false. We don't know. I don't know what it is. Probably so. We will never know. Y'all said JPEG top crap. Like, y'all are wild. I'm just all over the place. I don't know how to feel about this. But like I said, I'm not messed up about it. And I know damn well my credibility ain't going nowhere for the simple fact I said what I said. That man is a damn good lawyer. And not all damn good lawyers win every single case. If you the type of person that think that you are going to win every single thing, then I don't you have the wrong mindset. You have the wrong mind. Them losses are experience. Let you know what to do the next time you want to go this route. That's it. Oh, thank you for chiming in. Thank you for chiming in, BB. Well, actually, yeah, I mean this I tell y'all it's nothing, how can I say this? When I'm up here discussing things, it's not nothing that I have to go research and prepare myself and come up here and tell you guys. It is something that I do on a day-to-day basis. It's a little different from me. So when I come up here, now I don't know every single thing. I don't. I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to tell y'all that I don't know every single thing, but I do know the process, especially in state courts. I know the process like the back of my hand. I know what to do. I know what to search for. I know how to file it. I know the language to include in these pleadings. That's it. That is all. Like I said, on the plan, we have very few cases where we are on the defense side. Well, the criminal part of it, that's all defended. But when it comes to personal injury, products liability, premises liability, those type of cases, we're plaintiffs. Always gonna be plaintiffs. So I don't care who comes in. If somebody came in and said they got T-boned, I'm going to believe them until I gather all of my evidence and confirm their story. That's how it is. So it's different from me. Everybody else can have their opinion. Oh, she's lying. The story has holes in it and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to say that, because if I do that, that means I do that in my day-to-day work. So if I come in here and I hear if somebody comes to me, call me and say, hey, I have a case, I want to see if y'all can help me, and they tell me a story, there's plenty of times that I'd be like, in my head, I'm not going to tell them. But in my mind, I'd be like, they ain't no way. They is lying. So my next step is, once I sign them up, I start to collect evidence. I think I told you guys about one of the car wreck cases that we're actively working on. Now, neither I nor the attorney was at the scene. So we have an individual that was driving, right? He says that his girlfriend was in the car. On the police report, she ain't nowhere on there. There's no passenger in that car. Do I still say to this day, we are in litigation right now and we have depositions in a couple of weeks? I still to this day don't believe that that lady was in that damn car. But based off of the evidence that I have collected, based on her medical records that I have to go through and draft a demand letter, I was like, okay, she could not have sustained these injuries. The injuries that she sustained well, supposedly in that wreck, it had to come from a car wreck. Didn't come from anywhere else. And even the doctors in their reports concluded that her injuries were sustained from a car wreck. That's the kind of thing that's what I have to do on a daily basis. So I don't expect any of y'all to come on here and agree with me on what I think and what my opinion is. I have a totally different outlook on things versus you guys, especially if you're not in my shoes. Um I think it's all the 30 lawsuits they have against each other. Child, it's too long. Y'all, if y'all see my darn YouTube folder, it's a lot. Like I have subfolders for Jay-Z and Buzbee. How come when Diddy Ye Chris Drake suit is not a money grab? That's a very good question. Jay could not allow this case to go to discovery. Jay made them an offer they could not refuse. This is not the end for Jay. He still has to be held accountable for the trickery with Ramir. You know what? And that's when I first heard this case was dismissed. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm in the state of I don't know because I'm looking at what happened in the Ramir case during the time that they were trying to do whatever they were trying to do. And then like the judges and everybody like just mysterious. That's why the judges, the prosecutor, the defense attorney, everybody getting sued in that Ramir case. They're not playing because it was some shady ass shit that was going on. Ebony J has to go down. Yes, if Rock Nation went to Discovery. Ramir's mom was 15 when she conceived. Oh, oh, and see the craziest part that I was trying to, because I sat there and I read those documents, and the biggest thing, it was not the biggest thing. The question was jurisdiction. And so they stated that Jay-Z lived in New Jersey. They produced the deed records that showed that he lived in New Jersey. So I'm like, why are they fighting this? It did not make any sense to me at all. And then when the godmother was saying people was showing up at her door 4 o'clock in the morning, man, it's wild. I don't know. All the 3 letter agencies would come at him. I knew Busby was going to ask why he fought the DNA test. Y'all, shoot, Lord, child. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about this. I mean, to everybody else, my thought process is, and some of y'all, I could see it, but my thought process is different because the chain of legal actions or things that happened leading up to dismissal happened. So I'm questioning everything. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel, and that is y'all. But a whole sanctions was dismissed. That's huge. That's huge. Y'all think that the case being dismissed is huge. Sanctions being dismissed is huge. Like, what y'all as soon as this lawsuit came out, they was trying to dismiss. They said this man needs to be sanctioned because he was not admitted in the Southern District of New York and because the case was frivolous. Now listen to what I said. Because he was not admitted in the Southern District, New York, and because the case was frivolous. The filing was frivolous. That was their words. So if you're going to stand on it, why not go through with it to where it goes before a judge and the judge says, "Okay, your motion to dismiss stands," and dismiss the case that way. But y'all dismiss the sanctions, then y'all dismiss the case. Why do you think Jay-Z dropped the motions to sections this weekend? No, that's what I said. I don't know. I we have questions. That's why if y'all go to Tony Buzbee's Instagram, baby, he done posted something about with a pig eating some lettuce and stuff, and he done posted talk about he in the Dallas office, and he talking about the Sean Diddy comb suits. Man, we got questions. We got questions. Damn it, we got questions. Why? I don't care about this suit being dismissed. I care why did Spyro drop the motions for sanction? Why did you drop the motion for sanctions? That is the question that everybody needs to be asking. We don't need to ask why the case got dismissed. We need to ask why was the motion for sanctions dropped? Why was that drop? That is the biggest question. I don't care about anything else. See, everybody's going to run with, oh, yeah, they dropped the case, so she was lying. And everybody's going to go on about their merry way and be in that part where she was lying because they didn't drop the case. But y'all need to take it back a step further and ask yourself, why did Spyro and Jay-Z drop the motion for sanctions? If y'all don't know what the motion for sanctions was, y'all need to go back and watch the previous video. People on here want, it's not about him being guilty. It's just we have questions. No, yes, she was going to grant the sanctions because if he did not show that he was admitted or at least submitted his application for pro hog vice, then he was definitely going to get sanctioned. I think sanctions were irrelevant because the case was transferred to a new set of attorneys allowed to practice over there. On where? No, the case was already so there was three firms. So whatever local counsel he has in New York, that's who he was with. Because I think I seen a couple of filings where local counsel was actually on there. And Jay-Z also met up with Ramir in Philadelphia and traveled her to New York. Ooh, that is considered trafficking. It is. That's why Jay has been trying to silence Ramir for over a decade. Child, the only thing we could do is just sit back and observe. What up, the real Missy Mafia? Yeah, no, I had to come on here and address because people ain't gonna be coming up in my comments talk about my credibility is whatever and I'ma lose viewers. I'm like, miss me with that. Miss me with that. Y'all only looking at SA cases. I know his whole catalog. So let's start with that. Don't maybe turn on this camera, put my glasses on. Remember Trump's attorneys were just at it. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold up. Because Trump's attorneys were added. I forgot about that. So Trump's attorneys were added to the Jane Doe case to not only represent Jane Doe, but also Tony Buzbee for the motion to sanctions part. Thus, the reason why the sanctions were dropped. But a conversation had to happen because you're you're just not going to just drop a motion for sanctions. Like he voluntarily dropped the motion for sanctions. Busby didn't have no case, and that's the reason he dropped the case. You're super credible. They better take no ketchup mustard. Mustard. Um, it's the comments like these that crack me up. Now, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all something. And I'm not trying to be mean or rude or anything of that nature. Just listen to what I'm saying. When a client calls especially for SA cases. We can't, and I've said this in other lives, we cannot treat an SA case like we treat a premises liability case or a product liability case or even a car wreck case. Okay? SA cases, one, are sensitive. Two, we have to look at the time period in which the SA happened. As I stated before, we believe the client until otherwise, until we prove otherwise that they are not telling the truth. Okay? We don't know why they dropped the case because they did not include it. But from experience, there is more that went on behind the scenes than anybody. I would know a little bit more than anybody who is not in this field. For them to drop this case, we have to look at what led up to this. It's not about, there's a lot of stuff that went down in between naming Jay-Z and well, actually, but when he sent the demand letters, the biggest thing is the motion for sanctions. They dropped it because they had a conversation. What was that conversation about? Whatever that conversation was about, somewhere, somehow they said, okay, if you drop the motion for sanctions, we'll drop the whole case in its entirety. There's more to the story than any of us can even, we'll never know. We will never know unless we are a fly on the wall. Hey, and I heard, oh no, I'm thinking about Elon Musk. I'm tired of seeing him. I'm tired of seeing him too. No, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that case. The judge has to even review that. She hasn't even signed it yet. Hold on, let me go to the court listener. And before I do that, hey y'all, that submissal, if y'all ain't seen that case, I knew when it happened and everybody was like, well, they can't sue because um they voluntarily went on the submissal. I was like, watch, somebody gonna sue, and I'll be damned if a family did sue, as they should. But Buzbee actually got them a settlement. I know it's not going to bring their family members back, but and I just heard today the actual sound of the implosion. That's crazy. I would never in my life go in a submarine down to the bottom of the ocean. That just ain't me. I'll jump out of a plane and I'll skydive and I'll even do scuba diving, but I am not going in no darn submissile. Hold on. I'm pulling up the case. I'm getting cold. I just got over a sickness and I do not want to get sick again. What? Let me pull this up. What time is it? I still got stuff I gotta do. But now I have to come over here and pop my right quick because motherfuckers had me messed up. All right, so February 5th, they withdrew the sanctions. And the judge signed it. That's on February 4th, and then February 5th she signed it. Then wait a minute. Oh, then on the 10th, notice to court, voluntary dismissal. Notice of voluntary dismissal was reviewed and referred to Judge Annalisa Torres for approval for the following reasons. The plaintiff filed their voluntary dismissal and did not. Oh, y'all, you know what? That's why I gotta start motherfucking reading. Hold up. Let me reread that again. Hold up. Can y'all? I'm gonna reread this again. It says that notice of voluntary dismissal was reviewed and referred to Judge Annalisa Torres for approval for the following reasons. The plaintiffs filed their voluntary dismissal, and it did not dismiss all the parties or the actions in its entirety. Hold up. I gotta read this because maybe I'm tripping. Then February 10th, notice of voluntary dismissal. Okay, so the caption, the action voluntary dismissed with prejudice, Bad Boy Records. All right, so that was Bad Boy Records. Then on the 13th, yesterday, the notice of appearance was for Bad Boy Productions, Sean Combs, Daddy's House Recordings, da 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 da. Maybe I'm just tripping. And then 14th, we have the plaintiffs and or their counsel hereby gives notice. Okay, never mind, I'm tripping. The above caption action is voluntary dismissed with prejudice and without cost against defendants, all defendants. Yeah, I thought it was too good. I was tripping because this was before the Bad Boy Records. So Bad Boy Rec. So the sanctions was dismissed. Then Bad Boy Records was dismissed. Then they filed a notice of appearance yesterday on behalf of Bad Boys and Sean Combs and all his other entities. And then today they dismissed the whole case in its entirety. Child, Jesus. All right. So we just got to wait for her to sign it because she hasn't signed it yet. Your credibility is solid. This is a public relations stunt, but I see them. Yeah. So if it was not a real case with Jay-Z, then why would it apply to the it's just I don't know. It's honestly too much. So do you think Trump will put me in jail if I steal all his golf equipment, including the golf cart? Is this man golfing? He stays on the golf course. I need to go golfing though. That's why I came over here to get answers. Well, thank you. We don't know. That is one answer that I do not know. I do not know why sanctions were dropped. It's very it's very weird. They filed the motion to dismiss on February 4th. Spyro filed his declaration and once told us that Buzbee has the wrong house. It couldn't be in New York City, and he provided all of these property records for similar houses. And then February the next day, it's like, what happened between the 4th? Well, actually, he drafted this letter on the 4th and it was entered to the court docket on the 5th. So it says, we have discussed this matter with counsel for the plaintiff who consents to the submission and agrees the withdrawal is without prejudice, meaning that if this case was to continue, that they could file a motion for sanctions at any time. And that was just on the 4th. I don't know. Child, I don't know. I really don't know. I feel something big will happen to Jay-Z. The Ramir case went all the way to the Supreme Court. Ramir aunt had to pay Jay lawyer fees, and I know I seen that. I've been it is a that case, it is a lot of documents to go through. And I try to when I get time to kind of read on it because I want to know exactly what happened. But they ended up putting a lien on her house. So as of right now, they do have a lawsuit. And I need to get to that lawsuit and see because baby, she done filed a lawsuit against the judge, against the attorneys that were involved in the case. Oh my gosh. Cassandra, can you do us a favor and give us a Tony day? You want a Tony Buzbee day? Oh yeah, that'll be cool. I need to see. Okay, I need to go. I need to pull a lot of stuff. I want to start with that submarine case, that sub missile case, because that they've been working on that one since the incident happened. She want a Tony Busby day when I go over all his cases. Oh my gosh. Ooh, Cassandra, when you get a moment, can you go over the judges that keep resigning? Oh, girl, let it is so much, y'all. When I tell y'all, I try not to get overwhelmed, because I told you I am a poli sci major, so politics, all this stuff is like, but sometimes I get so consumed of it, like just reading and stuff, I have to take a step back. And so I don't know what's going on. So if y'all don't know, Alex Spiro is also still representing until they dismiss it, Eric Adams, and that is the New York City mayor. Since that has happened, since he got in trouble and Alex Spiro was, doing what he does as a lawyer, Eric was trying to get in Trump's good graces. This man made his way to the inauguration. This man made his way to Mar-a-Lago, just to be around Trump and try to win some type of favor to get him off. That man is guilty. I don't care what y'all say. I was in the car, like, I was in the car pissed because I was listening to one of the Midas Touch. Shout out to them. And my 16-year-old, I be talking to politics to my kids. I was like, it's very important, even if you don't say that you have a political opinion, because that's what he always tell me. It's always good to know, what's going on in the government. And I honestly think with that situation is that Trump and his administration has Eric Adams by the balls. And their immigration plan that they're trying to put in place, because y'all have to see what's really going on. Y'all have to, I need people to wake up and see what's going on. Eric has agreed to pretty much round up all the immigrants and get them out of New York. I think that's probably the simplest way I could say that. So as long as you are doing what Trump wants, you can be free. You can be free. But as soon as Eric Adams say he don't want to do it, he gonna be back in court facing time, because the Department of Justice has asked the courts to dismiss his case with prejudice, meaning that without prejudice, meaning that they can refile at any time. So Eric, if you don't do what they want you to do, they're gonna put your ass back in court. That's what that is. Nobody wants to be a part of that. Oh, this is crazy. No, I do want justice for Ramir. And especially about the pow pow being planted in his car and allegedly money. Oh, I didn't know about that. Good grief. Yes, I seen that too. He pardoned her. I didn't find that out till I was doing a live. What was I doing? I think that Keefe D live, and somebody said that he pardoned. I had to go look her up. I was like, wow, he's just pardoning people. Can you make someone give a DNA test? If you file a paternity test and it goes before the court can have an order to show cause. So that's the only way. That is the only way you can make somebody do a paternity test. But I think with Ramir's case, it is way more past the DNA. It is what they done in order to shut them or try to shut them up. It is what they have done to try to shut them up. I think it's way bigger that actions speak louder than words. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I've seen this so many since this case has been announced dismissed. I've seen so many TikToks and Instagram posts about that. They talk about Beyonce. Beyonce that paid this man's way. Damn, damn. They are close for this case in effort to save. Yeah, but I'm like, at this point, the damage is done. Not only have you been, and I was on another big YouTuber who be putting out just like the T news and all this other stuff, and I was in his chat a few minutes ago talking about this case, and I was like, did you see the John Doe letter? Like a lot of people did not even see the John Doe letter. And I'm just like, Michael, and that even goes past the motion for sanctions. In that letter, they stated that they had evidence. They had evidence, like hard evidence that shows that Jay-Z was there at that time. That the story that John Doe gave was wild. Now there's two things. Either they settled that or it wasn't true and oh boy went on about his way. But I don't know. If you have a demand letter talking about you got evidence, what happened to the John Doe? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. When him and BlackRock go to court, we should join the party. Yeah. Total of seven. Wait, total of seven judges resigned appointed by Trump. They was like, I'm not going to jail when you're out of office. I gotta look into that. Look, I ain't trying to be part of that circus. I'm so tired. I was like, damn, Trump on ain't even been in office for 30 days and he got more lawsuits than Diddy. The feds have placed a RICO on Diddy. RICOs are enterprises, meaning Diddy will not be the only select. Oh yeah, when I read that, cause they yeah, I read that. Yup. More people going and I see where you're going with that. More people gonna be implemented. I do. Implicated, implemented, or they gonna be in it. We need a live on Mayor Adams ASAP because Trump wanted him out to deport. Uh-huh. That's why I need to work on because I have him on my list to do because I'm very curious. What I wanted to do was I was trying to get that memo from the DOJ talking about they wanted him because it's all man. Project 25 is so real, and the scary part I had to call my sister this morning because on Threads, and I don't know why I get the alerts late, but I got an alert that says the Department of Veteran Affairs has fired over 1,000 people. And when did I come back? I think it was like 12ish, about 12ish or 1. I was coming back because I picked up my son from college. And I immediately called her. I said, girl, you still got your job? And she was like, yes. And she said she had to go to the VA hospital because um, she's in DC, but she had to go. They make rounds, to talk to veterans in the hospital. It's so much that they do, and she said the VA hospital was empty, and she didn't know why. She was like, "Well, maybe it's Valentine's Day. Maybe people just took off." But then she was like, "Nah, because that's a lot of people." And come to find out, Trump then fired over 1,000 employees at the Department of Veteran Affairs, and these employees were on like a probationary status. Not because of like work performance, but it's like when you just start a federal job, they put you on a probationary period. They don't have their jobs. Rubio's case proof all the corruption in the court. They're probably all ooh, girl, them Masons, yes. Cause I was like, how the judge and the attorneys messed them over. That was crazy. Cause after what you know about Midas Touch, I always watch them. Baby, I love Midas Touch. I sit there and I when the inauguration, I was on Midas Touch raising helping them raise, well, not I was watching them raise money for, animals. No other content creator just saw that letter and said, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Oh, I'm behind. John got paid. John got paid. Then Busby should have filed the case, but he never did. Filed what case? But here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. When you send out a demand letter, you have to that demand letter stated either you respond by the 19th of November or we're going to file a lawsuit. I don't care what kind of demand letter we send out. If you ignore our demand letters or you say we ain't paying that, then the next step is litigation. Because one way or another, we're going to get you, excuse me, we're going to get you to pay this demand letter. Okay. My thing with the John Doe is that's my conclusion. He didn't have to file a lawsuit because one or two things happened. Either the allegations weren't true and they just went on about their merry way, or the allegations were true and they settled. Those are the only two options that in that John Doe demand letter. The only two. The only two. Um, hold up. You know what? And I'm just kind of real brief. Submissal. Man, I'm about to get up off here because I've been drafting. I've been drafting it all day. Oh my gosh, this is just so sad. Wait, do I? Y'all, if y'all heard that, it was so sad. Oh my gosh. So it's the family of the French diver who passed away that actually filed a wrongful death lawsuit. And I wasn't even doing was I doing the YouTube at the time? I started my YouTube January, not January, June 2024, my channel. I've been had my YouTube, but I never just done this. But I always said, because a lot of people was like, well, can't nobody sue because they went on there. And I was thinking the same thing because maybe they would have signed a waiver or whatnot. But I started thinking, like in these car wreck cases, like if something happened to a family member and they end up passing away, you can do a wrongful death suit. Look at Shaquella Robinson. I need to do an update on that as well. Her mother filed a wrongful death suit on behalf of her. So yeah, but they got 50 million out of that. I know it ain't much, but it's something. Tony Busby got 50 million. Hold on, let me see. Let me go. Mm, I don't. Am I signed on my Instagram? I might have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull all of that. But I believe I forgot how much they got. I have to see. I gotta see. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. What up, Buttercup? How you doing? The most recent judge that resigned said, "I expect you will eventually find someone who is enough, if enough of a fool, enough of a coward to file your most." What? Oh, let me take this off. What? I gotta look into that. I'm writing all this down. I knew something was up once Jay Z lawyer dropped that suit on Buzbee. My curiosity is, did the feds pick up that case? I don't think so. But see, this is just a civil case. It's just a civil case. Now, if you're talking about criminal, I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know about that one. The only thing we could do is we could see. But I just think, from the motion for sanctions being dropped first, that speaks volumes. Buttercup said 50 million. It is a lot, but not for my family member dying in a submissal. That ain't enough. um, Jay intentionally evaded taking the DNA test when Ramir was a child. If Ramir and his godmother have evidence to support Jay colluding the case, Jay can be ordered to take. That man ain't trying to take no darn DNA case. Man, these people, these grown men out here do not want to take. You can barely get a man to take a DNA test for his baby. Leslie, do not start. Hey, worldwide collaborations. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, y'all. So I had to come on here and pop my ish right quick. Like I said, don't come on here to talk about my credibility is shot and I'ma lose viewers because I said Tony Buzbee is an awesome lawyer, and I'm gonna keep saying it. He is an awesome lawyer because I know him from just being more than an essay attorney. So what do you have to say about that? Like honestly, what do you have to say about that? Okay, let me tell you something. That is, how can I say this? I have not seen his work, all his work when it comes to essay cases. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that I have not seen all his work. The work that I have seen comes from other personal injury cases and products liability, because the firm that I used to work at, they handled asbestos and products liability. So when you think about like the Johnson and Johnson cases, the baby powder and all that other stuff, this is what the firm does. Okay, so that is where I know Tony Buzbee from. Okay, I just figured out that he started doing these cases when it came to Diddy and stuff. So I'm thinking it's new. But people have to also realize that he was the front and center man. He was like the spokesperson for it. But there were three other law firms that he was working with for these essay cases. It's not just his law firm. But yeah, so I just don't come under my comments just, saying that my credibility is shot because I am backing Tony Buzbee. I'm backing Tony Buzbee because I know his work outside of essay cases. So clip that and share it. Oh, thank you. Anything but the norm. Thank you, love. Thank you so much. What is that? That is a super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, so we all have a lot of questions. I honestly do not think that Tony Buzbee is going to come out and put a statement. And if he does, it's going to be later on down the line. But as of right now, he is focusing on the other 25 lawsuits that he just filed against Diddy. And I promise y'all, it's like between Diddy and between Trump, I can't I really I don't have the mental capacity for it because it's so many. Like if I talk about one lawsuit right now or even read 20 more is going to come out the next day. I can't keep up. That's why I had a whole checklist or Google Doc just with my notes on the first few lawsuits that was against Trump. And since that, hell, 100 damn lawsuits have already been filed. I can't keep up. If I see that it's interesting, then maybe I will talk about it, but I'm not going to read every single last lawsuit that comes out about Trump or about Diddy. I just can't do it. But y'all gotta go in the comments. If y'all go in the comments up under the last two videos that I did about Jay-Z being dismissed, y'all see the comments. I'm like, look, I don't even know why I responded, but child, I just had to respond. And that's why I went live, because I have to get the record straight. These people do the absolute most. Like, people can have opinions. I do not come on here and tell y'all, oh, because I like Tony Buzbee, you have to like Tony Buzbee too. I never once say that. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. And we can all agree to disagree. That's what adults do. And we can have a civilized conversation in the chat. And that's it. But when you start telling me that I'm going to lose viewers and my credibility is whatever, I just laughed because it's hilarious. Like, some people take this YouTube stuff way too seriously. When I clock off, I'm not thinking about YouTube. I'm either thinking about how I'm gonna plan my day tomorrow, in which I still gotta send out this discovery because I just decided to hop on. So I'm gonna send out this discovery and I'm about to go curl up in my bed and I am about to go watch me some Netflix. My boyfriend told me to watch Blood In and Blood Out. So I gotta go find this movie and watch it because I had no clue what the hell he was talking about earlier. And it be like that sometimes. Alrighty, y'all. But yeah, that's it. Like I said, all good attorneys are not going to win every single case. It's just not going to happen. You're not ever going to find anybody in the world that can win every single thing. You take the losses and you move on. That is what a good attorney does. That's what a good attorney does. As for me, I'm going to take y'all comments and I'm gonna like them. If y'all see, I like every single comment, whether it's good or bad on my page, and I don't feel some type of way because at the end of the day, what I do on YouTube does not affect me in any type of way in my capacity as a paralegal, as a notary, or as an adult educator, or as a mother, or as a girlfriend. Oh, my night light's coming on my computer. But yeah, I need another topic. I might have Tony Buzbee Day. Just kind of pull some of his cases and we kind of can go through them and stuff like that. That'd be awesome. What? Hold up. Ramir mom had another man think he was the father for years until that man took a DNA test and it came back negative. Then she started to say Jay-Z. But man, okay. Man. Now I know we have doppelgangers out there. Everybody has a twin. Everybody. I remember when I was little, my grandpa's sister, she used to call me Precious, and she's like, "You look just like this little girl named Precious." I don't know. She was because my nickname is Princess, so I don't know. She just thought I was. I don't know. Bless her soul. But I'm like Jay Z looks. I mean, that boy Ramir looks like Jay Z. I mean, they have some similarities. Now, is he the father? I don't know. People just be out here looking alike, man. I don't know what to say. I see Jamie Foxx. His son came out and was talking about how his father da 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 da. Da. I'm like, are y'all really related? I don't know. It's just too much going on in the world. Hell, I don't know. But what I here's my thing with Jay Z, and I just never really cared for Jay Z or Diddy. I mean some of their music, yeah, but as a person, I don't know. I never liked them. Everybody has their own picks. Like I like Biggie, I like Tupac. Now I like Wu Tang. Not all of the Wu Tang, but some of the Wu Tang. But the point that I'm saying is, anywho's, I done lost my train of thought. At the end of the day, man, we don't know why things are happening the way that they are happening. Um, but I do look at action. Action speaks. The way somebody moves, you have to pay attention to that. If they move it, and that's just like on anything you do. If you go to work or you go to school or you're driving in your car or you're in the grocery store and you see somebody doing something that looks sus, you're watching them and you're formulating your opinion about them. All right. It may not always be spot on because they may do something and be like, okay, I'm just tripping. But when you're consistently doing the same thing and not just one case, but other cases that are not even related, it is sus. All I'm saying is from my point of view as a paralegal, it's different. But It's also with a little bit of common sense, because just like it was the same situation with Diddy. Look at what Diddy did. All What was that prior? I can't even remember when he put, what is that, 2023, I believe. No, because Cassie filed a suit in November of 2023. He denied all the allegations. He said that she was a liar. Um, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. And what did people do? The first thing that they did is they blasted her. They blasted her. They made fun of her. They called her a liar. And that's why victims don't ever want to come out and tell people things, because look what happens. So, all the way up to when that video came out, everybody was like, damn, because you can't deny what happened in that video. He drug that girl, he beat on that girl. On top of that, he paid the hotel staff to obtain the surveillance from the hotel. That is a sus move. That is a sus move. Then on the other side of the well, not the continent, the country, over here in Keefe D's, whatchamacallit, Keefe D done had 3 interviews with the FBI. The last 2 interviews, Diddy's name was caught up in it, with very explicit details of his relation to the unaliving of Tupac. But yet nobody, now is Keefe D credible? I don't know, but I don't put anything past Diddy. And this is not saying because I don't like him or I never really paid attention to his music. It's how he moves. Like you literally lied to the whole world and stated that Cassie was lying, and a whole video came out that showed us otherwise. And then the crazy part is you have people out here that is still supporting him. And not only now, I'm looking at you sideways because you support not only a rapist, right? You're supporting somebody that beat on women. That's what pisses me off. Oh, free Diddy. Did you not see what he did to her? And then to make matters worse, in all of the pleadings, what does it say that Diddy did? Diddy is trying so hard to get his hand on those freaking X tapes. And in the X tapes, they even showed Cassie having relations with not just him, but other people in the room. It was a freak off tape. And she had, well, now there's 10 of them. But people yet saying ain't shit. Why y'all think everybody's so quiet? Why hasn't anybody, even Jay-Z included, have came out and say nothing happened at those Diddy parties? They lying. Who has backed Diddy and said that none of these things has happened? Is anybody paying attention to that part? Diddy hasn't even came out and say, no, Jay-Z didn't do any of this. But yet that John Doe gave us a detailed account of what happened. I'm still on my mission trying to find out who that individual was, because there's 2 of them from the state of Texas. I don't know if they was from Dallas or from Houston. Probably more likely Houston. I'm gonna find out. But nobody has came to Diddy's rescue except for crazy Kanye. And Kanye, I ain't even put shit past Kanye, because the last, if y'all ain't watched, listen to my last video that I just did, this man is sick too. And he up here hollering free Diddy. No, you need to be right in a bunk next to him, because I am appalled at freaking Kanye. But the things that he was doing in them videos, I mean, well, doing in front of those young ladies, it's Diddy vibes all over again. I don't know what it is about Hollywood, and I understand why they call it Holly Weird, because it's like a little cult. They're gonna sit there and they're gonna protect each other. Now Jay-Z may have gotten off, but in the back of my mind, something happened with that John Doe. She said Kanye don't count. No, they won't stop at nothing. I don't, girl. Let me tell you something. I Kanye. I listen to Kanye. Now that's one individual that I did listen to. But this man has done some very questionable things. This last lawsuit, this man is talking about he is a Nazi, Hail Hitler, and all of that stuff. I can only imagine. Look, Kim, l- hey, she ain't never looked back. She's blessed to have them kids, but she ain't never looked back. She didn't want to get back with him or nothing. I don't know what went on there, but that's that. Bianca, I don't know what's going on with her. Her parents was even concerned. I want Kanye to get it together though, because those petitions that I have read, they are not pretty. He was doing some nasty stuff that I'm like, what? And that's why I said it's either rugs mixed in with something going on psychologically. But he's nowhere compared to the Diddy or the R. Kelly or the Epstein or the Weinstein. Nothing like that. And I done got a hold of Jeffrey Epstein's freaking black book. Mm, I don't get it. And then Trump. We have a man in office who has 34 felonies. He grabs women by the punani's. He's raped minors. I mean, the list fucking goes on. He's in the black book, and there's some records of Epstein's that shows the activities of Donald Trump. But yet here we are. This is crazy. I said all of this to say when people come forth, I believe them until I prove otherwise. So please don't tell me how to feel about a Jane Doe or a John Doe in an sexual assault case, because it's not going to work. The same mind frame and mentality that I have when I'm discussing essay cases on YouTube is the same mind and mentality that I have when I am listening to them during the intake process. Until I collect what I need to collect to corroborate their stories, no matter how much information or documents I collect, I'm going to go with the plaintiff first and foremost. Have there been cases to where we have accepted and I eventually find out that they was either at fault for something or they lied about it? Hell yeah. I have. I really have. And do I have to send them a closing letter letting them know that they are at fault? Or the information we did our investigation and the information we find you know, contradicts your story? Yes. But until then, we got to believe them until otherwise. And that's in my capacity as a paralegal. I don't expect nobody outside of that to think otherwise. Either y'all going to believe them or you don't. But as for me, I have to until I prove them before it even gets to litigation, before we even send out a demand letter. Because I'm not about to be doing no work and you up here lying. Yeah, yep, it is. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. Cause I'm like with this What's that Abercrombie and Fitch? I did his. I need to do an update on him. Uh, Jeffries, Mike Jeffries. So he was diagnosed with dementia, and they have to figure out whether or not he is fit to stand trial. I need to do an update to see what's going on. But y'all know he's out on bail. But the only reason why he's out on bail with the ankle monitor and stuff is because he doesn't have a past. He doesn't have a criminal history like Diddy does. So we have to take that into consideration too. But for Epstein, what he did, that man pretty much got work release. He was free to go to work and then come back and get locked up. But where they do that at? Well, only in Florida. Only in Florida. Cause I'm like, what the fuck? But hey, y'all, it's been real. It's Friday night. It's Valentine's. I'm sad because my boyfriend is 7 hours away working. But it is what it is. So I'ma relax and watch a movie. But hey y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. This was a great live. You know, I had to get pop my shit every once in a while and get some things up off my chest. But you know, if you have any questions going forward, definitely leave them in the comments below. Um, I mean, like I said, it is what it is. Tony just got to take this L and move on, and which he did, because on his Instagram, he is not bothered by any of this. 7 hours ago, probably 8 hours ago, he posted that he filed more lawsuits against Diddy. So it is what it is. Hey, either you hate him or you don't. That's your opinion. That's your prerogative. But thank y'all for tuning in. Definitely hit that like button. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for the super chat. It's very appreciative. I'll try to see what I'm going to put on for y'all next week. Hopefully, we have some more entertaining stuff coming through than all this sad stuff. You're welcome, Ebony. Well, y'all have a good night. Happy Valentine's Day, and y'all be blessed. I'm out. Bye.